The following podcast has been rated R. You've been warned. Welcome to the greatest DC Legends podcast in human history. Okay, maybe not, but stick around anyway because we're going to have some fun. I'm your host, the Aqua Bear. And I'll be joined by the Council of Elders from the Kingdom of Atlantis. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Atlantis After Dark.
Hello, and welcome to our little corner of cyberspace. This is Atlantis After Dark, brought to you by the Atlanteans Alliance Group and the Kingdom of Atlantis. And folks, we're so glad you could join us wherever you might have found us, now available on most platforms, including Spotify, iTunes, and right here on Spreaker. Be sure to send your love by giving us a like or a thumbs up or a handful of stars. We certainly appreciate the time that you guys take to tune in to us. And speaking of tuning in, we have a lot of cool things on today's episode that we want to get through. We have an exclusive interview with our very reclusive Alliance leader, Yanzu. That should prove to be exciting. We're also going to talk a little bit about the upcoming raids a little bit later, and we'll be talking a little bit about Azrael and the new characters too. We have that and a whole lot more, so please don't go anywhere because you're not going to want to miss a second of the fun. Of course, each episode, I'll be joined by an esteemed Alliance Council member or two. Today, first up, joining us from the Underwater Speed Force, the only Flash that never met his real father, the one, the only, Black Flash.
Hey, how you doing, Bear? Glad to be here. Nice to see you.
Damn good to have you. And of course, also joining us today, he has an OnlyFans page that lets you pay for content using an offer wall. It's your boy, Paige Iomi.
Yo, what's up, man? Oh, man, last time I said that it was only going to go downhill from here because I was introduced first, and this time we saved the best for last. Get that offer wall ready, and you don't want to miss what's on that OnlyFans. That's all I could say.
Man, I'll tell you, it's hot.
I'm steamy.
Boy, the ladies are jealous. Speaking of offer walls, this was something that I kind of wanted to broach right off the top here, and I didn't realize this because I'm an Apple user. So when I play the game, I mean, my offer walls all look like shit anyway. But I guess there's a discrepancy in the offer wall between the iOS and Android versions of the game.
Pretty much, yeah. So my understanding is basically because of Apple's terms of service, they aren't able to put up the same kind of offers in Apple's in the offer wall for iOS as opposed to Android. So it's just kind of another shit cherry on the top of the sundae of being an iOS user in a mobile game, huh?
Yeah. I guess we got to pay our iOS tax somewhere.
Yeah, I guess all three of us are just screwed here. I believe we're all iOS users, so we'll never get the gems everybody else gets.
Yeah.
But you know what? End of the day, we can change our name color. That's something.
Yeah, the little perks in life, huh? Well, I mean, and the one good thing is that you could still buy like lingerie from Rihanna on both sides, and even if there wasn't an offer wall, there's always the opportunity to buy, lingerie from Rihanna or Beyonce or whoever it was from. So, everybody's a winner in the end.
That's right. And to go along with that, you can manscape too.
I can and do. So,
maybe that's
well done, Paige.
Yeah. Oh,
gotta keep them hedges cleared, right?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Some people trim the hedges and some people burn the forest.
Yeah.
They
They got flamethrowers on there now, huh?
If they do, I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one in line for that.
Good news is you'll get 300 gems for it.
300 gems. Wow.
Could do a lot with those 300 gems.
Steal.
Yeah. It's a real bargain there. So let's get right into a little bit of content today. I wanted to speak a little bit about Azrael who is dropping today, as a matter of fact. We record this thing on Sundays, so Azrael is dropping, and a lot of people are really excited about his kit, his strength, his power, just what a great overall tune he is. Are you guys looking forward to that at all?
Well, yeah, especially since mine's still in the package. I haven't unwrapped my shiny new toy, so I'm counting down the minutes, the hours. I want to see what this guy has to offer.
You mean you don't spend hundreds of dollars a month in game to buy these characters ahead of time, as opposed to waiting to get them for free?
Well, I had to bribe Dobson just to be on the podcast, so.
Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of like the antithesis of what you're coming for here, because there are plenty of opportunities elsewhere to hear about people with that have in-depth analysis of this character, whether it's Reddit or wherever. And here, 2 out of 3 of us haven't used the character yet. I've seen him in PvP. I've faced him. He's good, like really good, sure, but I don't have him unlocked yet. I'll find out tonight just how good he is, and I'm ready to gear him from the jump, but I don't have him.
I was going to say, I can tell you what it's like to be cocky and go up against him and be like, heh, and next thing you know, he just slaughters you. So,
yeah. So I have Azrael unlocked. I've got him up to L2, gear level 11 now. He's level
Nice.
70. So I'm ready to use him in the raids this go around. My initial thoughts on Azrael would be, yeah, he's impressive. He's really impressive. I'm really dig his 0 point.
True sight.
Right, True Sight. Thank you for helping me there. And I mean, just the fact that, I mean, if you use the secondary power to give him strength up, he just goes like a beast. He attacks people left and right. He's great to have against teams that will ignore shields. I think that's a great hit. He's powerful too. Like a couple of hits from him, and you can wipe out a good whole squad especially if you use a taunter along with him. There's just nothing. Nothing stops him, and there's nothing that stands in his way.
Yeah, keep him protected, and he seems to go rabid.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't recommend him on a team with like Dark Knight or anything. For some reason, that just doesn't work very well. But if you put him in there with a good blue a character, I really enjoy using him with Deadman, and I can't wait for you guys to unlock that, because good grief, is that a crazy combination to use?
I love me some Deadman too. It's kind of sad they put out his counter right away, as Dobson said in the last episode. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's well. First of all, I don't think anybody's good on a team with Dark Knight, so that's okay. We'll forgive him for that, because obviously Superman is crap, but so is Dark Knight. So they definitely were not fans of Dawn of Justice or what have you, and the whole Martha thing, because I think it shows in game just how bad both of those characters were. Why did you say that name? But yeah, I mean that's the interesting thing. I do find it interesting that maybe he's not as good on the teams with Martian Manhunter, which are so prevalent right now, just because he needs characters to be hit, and the awareness kind of cuts into that. So that's the thing that I like the most, is that he does kind of make it so that maybe you don't want to bring Donna Troy or Martian Manhunter. Maybe you want to bring Cheetah and Power Girl, as opposed to some of the other ones with awareness, where you can't take advantage of his kid as much, which is good. I think that he encourages some experimentation and some other characters that maybe aren't as prevalent, even if they are still pretty prevalent.
There's a few notes that I've taken, at least going through PvP. One pair up I noticed with him was Clayface, which is quite annoying, especially with his taunt and inability to die sometimes. And he just sits there and takes a beating. Azrael goes crazy. And the one that I don't like the most is the pair up with Arcus. I know how to take care of that wolf going into a match. You plan for it. But then all of a sudden, Azrael standing next to him, it's like, crap. Both of these guys could slaughter me. What do I take out first?
And I have used Azrael alongside Arcus, and it is a lethal combination.
So there's one big tune in the game that is the absolute single turn, high damage murderer type character, and that's Arcus. So if you have two characters on the other side that you have to immediately neutralize in Azrael and Arcus, it can be a lot. And then perhaps if you have like a Black Mask or a John Constantine, where now you have to decide, do you want to kill them right away and take all these debuffs and maybe hurt your team in doing so? It definitely leaves options to make you have to make bad decisions at the beginning of a match that could end the match pretty quickly.
Yeah, you just took a tour down my Wraith Arena nightmare right there, listing those tunes, John Constantine, Black Mask. Oh, that just make me cringe when I see those guys pop up.
It's all about Hal Jordan. It's all about Hal Jordan. That's all it is. Like he, as you have more and more characters like that in the game that are big debuff characters, Hal Jordan is so good. And then you just add Cersei back onto that other team to neutralize Hal Jordan and make it that much more of a nightmare. So, it's definitely interesting. It definitely rock paper scissors is great in a game like this, where Hal Jordan and Arcus are there to deal with Azrael, but then you have Cersei to deal with them, and it's never a bad thing to have where character A counters character B, counters character C, counters character D. So it should be interesting. I'm curious to see when everybody really unlocks Azrael, to see how prevalent he is and what kinds of teams he's on, because I think it could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, people are having a lot of fun with him out there. I'm enjoying seeing everybody toy with him, see what makes them work the best, what gets them the strongest. It'll be interesting. It's going to change the way people think for at least a month, because I don't think next month's characters are going to be the ones that take them down. But
yeah, no, it's going to be bonkers. Speaking of bonkers, I wanted to play a bit of a clip for you. This was sent in to us. I know this guy. His name is Bonkers the Clown, and he did birthday parties and whatnot for kids. He's a fun guy, and he wanted to do a quick spot to advertise his business on our podcast today. So I agreed to give him about 30 seconds or so. So let's take a listen to see what he has to say.
Hey kids, Bonkers the Clown here, and we're gonna play a fun game of ring toss. Now, just like in DC Legends, you have your choice of green or red or white rings. We've even got black rings. But sorry, if you were looking for blue rings, well, I'm afraid you're just out of luck. You see, kids, life is like DC Legends. Sometimes grown-ups don't want you to stay up late or eat ice cream for breakfast. Just like the developers make blue rings a coveted commodity. I mean, look at them. They're all just sitting here hoarding all those blue rings. And not sharing isn't very nice either. Maybe it's time they found out why my name is Bonkers. Or maybe I can just forgive them and understand that blue rings are always going to be something we need. Until next time, kids, this is Bonkers the Clown.
wow, sounds like somebody had a siege day like me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that Bonkers guy really cracks me up. He did my niece's 8th birthday a while back. He seemed like a really nice guy. I'm still not sure whatever happened to the neighbor's girl, but I'm sure it's unrelated. Anyway, you brought up new characters just a little bit ago, and I'd like to take just a little bit of time and talk a little bit about what we think they're going to be. Obviously, the new characters next month are going to be Miss Martian and the Atom. Is it the Atom or is it just Atom?
I think it's just Adam.
Right.
But that shows how much I've actually paid attention to that guy. He's kind of small.
Yeah. He's not my favorite character in all of DC. I gotta admit, his superpower is he can shrink. Whoopie-doo.
Well, this is one of the most requested characters in game at this point, right? So, I don't get it.
Why?
Yeah. It's not a bad choice. I think it could be worse. Like, think about how many really well-known characters are left to really add to the game. At some point, they are either going to have to start adding other versions of characters, which they've done to an extent, but they haven't really done in the past year or two. The last time that they really added a character in game that wasn't that was literally the same person might be Wonder Woman DOJ. I'm trying to think of of how long it's been, and it's been a while. I guess Wally, right?
That's right.
So they're kind of getting towards the end. There were plenty. Don't get me wrong. There are plenty of characters to draw from. Just how many characters left that a vast majority of the community is really banging for? There's not a whole lot at this point.
I'm still waiting for Batman.
Yeah, and Black Flash. I hope you heard that, Devs. Black Flash.
Yes, Black Flash. That would be a great addition.
I mean, I'll take Alfred, but Black Flash.
Yeah.
Alfred would be an interesting one. It definitely opens up another section of characters in game that they could add if they did choose to go down that road. But Adam, I think he's going to be a fine character. His like their little description mentioned assists, so I'm sure we could use some more assist calling. I'm curious. The one I'm more curious of is Miss Martian. I think that's one that sticks out to me as hopefully being a character that could have a pretty good kid in game. She's green. I'm hoping for a green female leader because we don't have any more of those since they took the leadership ability away from Just Cruz. And actually what I'm hoping for is very specific. I want a green female leader with a special tank gear set because we don't have any green female special tanks either. We now have Artemis. We have Mary as red and blue, but we don't have a green special tank. So I think it's an opportunity to pick a character that fits in where we don't have any other character like that.
That's a good point.
I kind of have a pipe dream of the Martians being paired together, so the female leader takes away from that. But at the same time, I guess you don't want too many greens, especially if you can pair up Arcus and Mr. Martian together. So I guess Miss Martian's going to have to stand on her own there.
Yeah, it bugs me when they take two characters that are supposed to be in continuity with another. A good example of that is Hawkman and Hawkgirl. You would assume that those two would work well together, but they just don't. It's like water and fire.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when one stops the one team from going, when the other one needs to get beat to piss, and it just doesn't make sense. There's no yin or yang there.
No.
Well, the thing working against Miss Martian being a leader is how green heavy the leaders in the metagame are at this point. So while I hope she's a leader, or at least a leader that can be flexible and be good off lead as well, I am kind of expecting her to not be a leader and to be a character that just kind of slots into a team. It actually sounds like she's a lot like Just Cruz because it says that she kills foes with intelligence. It says that she shields her team. I'm assuming those shields mean awareness to tie her into Martian Manhunter. But if I had to guess, she's probably a similar character to Just Cruz, just without the gimmick of allied death matter. That's where I kind of see her being. But again, hoping for a special tank. We don't have a female special tank for an energy character. That is something I look at is affinities for gear sets and genders, aliens, earthlings, yada yada yada, to try and fill in all the cracks of different niches in game. Yeah.
I'm holding out for the Wonder Twins, but that's just me.
What do you guys think of the reworks? They were announced. What is it, Giganta and Mr. Freeze?
I like the route we're going down with the empowered buffs. I do. Yeah. I think Giganta looks really good. I think Freeze looks like maybe they're just amping up his character from what it was before because it looked pretty similar. I'm there for those. I like those. I think both those kids could be really good.
Yeah, and I think they botched Mr. Freeze when they dropped him anyway. That's just my 2 cents on that. Hopefully his rework gives him just an improvement overall would be great.
I agree. They kind of set him up to be an active taunter with a wide HP pool that he could extend it with his, with his taunt, that's fine. But it's tough. At that point in the game, Wonder Girl was running rampant. She's still running rampant.
Oh, yeah.
Putting a buff on a green character is deadly. So he's got to have some sort of defense mechanism or some vast HP pool to counteract the fact that Wonder Girl can just punch most greens with a buff dead immediately.
Yep.
I'm not too thrilled about the double red again this month. I think we're getting punished at this point.
Yeah. That's one thing we need, right, is more physical characters.
That's exactly what we need. Well, she's a physical tank, so it is a little bit different. Adam, I don't know that he sounds exactly like a damage dealer. He might be. I could be totally wrong, but physical support, physical tank, I can live with. But yeah, it is tough. Coming off of a 3 physical month is kind of rough, and having 5 physical bonus characters in raids is tough to add another 2 physicals that are going to be here.
Yeah.
And
the gear's going to take some punishment.
Definitely. And speaking of raids, we're going to get to that here in just a little bit, but we need to satisfy our sponsors, so we're going to take a little bit of a break. Don't you go anywhere.
This is KOA Breaking News. News anchor Hugh Bradstone here with a quick update. The DC Legends version of Superman still sucks, despite having the most skins of any character in the game. Back to you. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program. Howdy, folks. It's Merle Nelson here. Say, do you suffer from various symptoms and other random things? Are you playing DC Legends, but you want to be part of a better alliance? Well, lucky for you, the Kingdom of Atlantis Alliance Group, or KOA for short, has the cure. You see, KOA puts the focus back on raids where it belongs, so you can get back to enjoying the better things in life. Just 2 doses of KOA daily could increase your fun levels by 851%. That's 850% more fun than you were probably already having. Do not stop taking KOA once you've been prescribed. Doing so could lead to body aches, spotty liver, blue urine, gas, shortness of breath, unwanted hair growth, tendinitis, blue balls, contagious conjunctivitis, fever, rash, sore throat, dizziness, hunger pangs, illiteracy, severe blisters around the anus, abnormal gait, and genital warts. Talk to your recruiter and see if KOA is right for you and start living your best life. KOA, twice a day, every day. That's our way. Till next time, this is Merle Nelson saying happy trails, and we'll see you on down the road. And now for part 2 of Atlantis After Dark.
We're here talking about all things DC Legends with my boys Black Flash and Paige Iommi. Gentlemen, we all know it's just right around the corner. I'm talking about raids. And this round is a little bit special because we have our very first 10 times multiplier. And Paige, I want to start with you. How do you feel about the frenzy that's about to swallow our lives for 4 days?
It's good and bad. I like it. It draws the team together. Everybody's very active during raids. Our alliances aim towards raids. So it's kind of the culmination of everything we've been building for the last month. But on the flip side of that, you do lose 4 days of your life. So, it's good, it's bad. And by the end of it, you're usually almost burned out and ready to, burn the house down and quit the game. But, it's part of playing this game, and it can be a lot of fun at times.
Yeah. How about you, BF?
I'm concerned. They gave us this 10 time. We're all excited about it. Like, wow, this guy's going to stomp the competition.
Yep.
What's the catch? There's got
I
to
know
be
where
a
you're,
catch.
that's exactly what I said. I said the other shoe has yet to drop.
I mean, is Superman suddenly not going to suck since it's the Trinity Trials, or are we just overthinking it?
The catch is that you have to gear 11 characters now. That's the catch.
Yeah,
that's pretty wicked.
They're upping the amount of characters that you had to gear. They're doing this weird thing where they're borrowing from next month to bring Giganta into this month. Does that mean she's going to be a raid character 2 months in a row? I agree, change the pattern, but this is a weird fucking change to the pattern, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I like the 10 times character. I hate the fact that there's 5 fucking red characters to gear, or in my case, not. I'll gear a few, but it's a head scratcher for sure. They've become experts at head scratchers from time to time, and I'm curious to see how it plays out. And I am curious what the catch is, if there is a second catch.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see where this all winds up. I'm a man of the mind that says I would not put it past them to make the bosses tougher because we have a 10 times multiplier out there. I would not put it past them to introduce a 10 times multiplier from here on going out. And I would speculate, and this, of course, I could always be wrong, but I would speculate that all of the 10-time multipliers are going to be original characters that have never had reworks. Zatanna in October, for example. That's kind of just where I see things going based on my previous experience in the game. What do you guys think?
It'd be pretty cool. It would take me back to the beginning of the game, all the characters I've abandoned over time, never got to finish. Kind of like me gearing Robin this month. I know he's not the best, but he's a pipe dream. Same thing with Rebirth and Bat CC. It really wasn't needed, but sure, I did it,
Yeah. Well, you're Scrooge McDuck over there sitting on 10 million Rebirth crystals. So you shouldn't have any problem.
1 million. Sometimes you got to hoard.
Sometimes.
That's this whole game. If you play free to play in this game, you understand how important it is to hoard resources as much as possible. It is what it is. But back to Batman. I wonder if this is a one-off. I think it might be a one-off because they did it, was it Batman Day this month?
Sure.
I think it's a one-off. I cannot see them choosing highly farmable characters every month to be the 10x. It just doesn't make any sense to me because in reality, how many people aren't gearing Hush right now because Batman is a 10x? How many people aren't gearing Robin that maybe would have geared Robin because Batman's a 10x? And you say, look, I've got Batman, I've got Azrael, I have them both geared, and that's probably all I need. I don't need the other one. So I can't see them choosing highly farmable characters over characters that you probably don't have up to a good rank and that you probably don't have geared, and instead choosing for Zatanna next month instead of forcing you to put resources into some other random ass character that you probably haven't geared before. They want you to spend your resources so that you spend money to get more. And it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me for that to be the modus operandi moving forward.
Yeah, it's kind of like giving everybody the key to the nuke, isn't it? Every month, if we do that,
Yeah. Again, if they don't, OP the raid bosses, but
yeah.
Sure.
And that's the weird thing. If they make them stronger, I guess that helps. But what does it do to the milestones? If everybody has those 10 times, they're just going to be blowing through them. So do they extend the milestones then? It's kind of what leads me towards it being just kind of like a gimmick or a bonus this month, unless they have some dynamics behind it that have yet to be seen, which is quite the possibility. So
that's the big concern, right? Is the milestones. If they move the goalposts, a lot of people are going to be really upset with this. If they make this a fun one-time off thing and that we got a 10x and this is great, I think people are going to be happy about it. If they make this a monthly thing and next month it's a really hard to get character that they don't make available, let's say, it's gonna go downhill. If they move the goalposts, it's going to piss off a lot of people. If the raid bosses are a lot harder, it's going to piss off a lot of people. So be careful with it. I think it's a cool idea. I like using it from time to time. Be careful with the other changes that you make because you might piss off a lot of people in the same right. Not that they're new to that.
Right.
Yeah.
And put a moat of tears around the Reddit channels because people would be crying if that's the route they decide to take.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't go on to the Reddit site a lot. Is there a lot of shared concern over there for this?
Honestly, I haven't paid attention.
Okay.
I haven't seen this a ton. I mean, I check Reddit from time to time. It's tough. You get a lot of repeat posts. So they are trying to kind of, holster that in a little bit. But, once raid starts, if these changes happen, I haven't seen a ton of stuff about anticipating changes like this. But if they do make changes like this along with this, the first day of raids, the entire Reddit page, probably 2 or 3 pages deep, is just going to be complaints and people ready to quit the game. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I guess
go ahead, Bear.
I guess we'll all find out Wednesday.
Yeah. When they pull back the curtains and you can finally see the man behind the curtain, I guess you may be shocked or.
And everything's just got to be such a fucking secret, though. That's the problem, right? Communicate with us. Tell us, because even if they were moving the goalposts, like please, the devs aren't listening. If you were listening, even if you were moving the goalposts, even if you were making the raid bosses hard, if they told us on the 15th or the 20th, hey, guess what? We're trying something new. We're going to have a 10x. We're going to make these small changes here and there. We'll be fine with it. But if we gear our characters and we walk into raids on day one and they make a bunch of changes that people don't like, people are going to be pissed. That's the difference. Communicate with us, less people are mad. If you leave it out in the open and people make assumptions and build up in their head what they think it's going to be, when they walk into raids, they're going to be fuming. You're going to have people quitting the game. You're going to have people cursing your name. You're going to have a whole Reddit page full of people that are super pissed. That's the difference. Communicate with us. Everything will be better. That's all it is. That's the plea.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, it literally was dropped in the laps, so now you don't know if you're walking into something fun or if you're going to open the door and get punched in the nuts. So, what do you guys think about the other characters on the multiplier list there? Obviously, Azrael.
Yeah, I think the energy characters are light. I think that having Parallax and Dark Knight sounds like a no gear for me. For those are characters that I don't have gear 10 or gear 11. And I'm not putting resources into characters that are not going to do damage when I know that I could just take Arcus and have him punch the boss in the face and pair him with somebody who calls assist and ramps him up. Like, they choose the weirdest fucking 5X characters that you can imagine. Fortunately, Azrael is a high damage character. We just kind of lucked into that. But having Parallax and Aquaman, who relies on bleeds as the other 2 5X characters, is annoying. And the other 5X character is Giganta, who's a taunter. So, it's like throwing darts at a fucking dartboard to figure out what characters they want to use for these bonus characters. Freddy Shazam, fine. That's a good one. Starfire, that's fine. But Parallax and Dark Knight as the top 2 energy bonus characters are no gears for me. Let me just use Arcus because I'm not wasting my gear.
Yeah, it's almost like they forgot their own formula when they threw Aquaman in there, because he could be sweet, but the bosses don't accept bleeds. They're indestructible apparently.
Yeah, I mean, could you use Aquaman as just a leader in that instance? Does his leadership ability offer anything to the team?
At that point, it's really not worth it. You still have Atrocious, or however you say his name. Right? Or whatever. He's good.
Oh, yeah.
But
the red one.
Yeah, the red guy. He spits that red stuff. You got the other one. You got Saint Walker. You have so many better options for lead.
Definitely.
It's really no point. I didn't touch any of the greens this month for that reason. It's a really weird month for raids, period. I geared 3 reds and a blue. Going in with Robin, Az, and CC, and then I got Freddy Shazam. I'm putting a lot of stock in him to help because of that reason, being so heavy on one affinity. So hopefully that plays out that way.
So you mentioned Aquaman lead, but here's the thing. You have a 2X bonus character that has a better leader ability for raids in White Lantern Sinestro, who's also more useful in PvP right now. So don't gear Aquaman, because the other problem with bleeds, it's not just that they don't take bleed damage, it's that the bleeds don't stick. So Aquaman's kit relies on him being able to hit the character with bleeds on him, but the bleeds just fall right off. So his kit is totally useless. Don't gear him. Put the resources into Freddy. Freddy's a damage dealer. Put the resources into White Lantern Sinestro if you need a leader, if you want revives. And White Lantern Sinestro doesn't do small amounts of damage. He's only got one damaging ability, but he can do some damage. So to me, Aquaman's in no gear. I have him gear 11. He's going to ride the bench. I'm gonna work on Freddy if I want him, and I'm going to use White Lantern Sinestro. But in reality, I'm going to probably just use Arcus for blue bosses. No, they would for green bosses. I'm sorry. I'm just going to use Arcus.
Yeah. I guess I've been fortunate this go around because I've not had to gear anybody. Everybody they got in the raids, I've got ready to rock and roll. My Freddy is legendary 5, 70, gear level 11. My Dark Knight, believe it or not, is gear level 11, level 70, 4-star L.
Wow.
I've just got these characters leveled up. Yeah, well, if you take a look at my roster,
news.
Yeah. But if you take a look at my roster, you'll see I've got a lot of characters like that. I've been playing since day one.
Yeah.
So
same here.
I've got probably half of my roster is up to level 70, gear level 11.
You know what that means for us?
What's that mean for
you? Day one's yours, buddy. We're taking a day off.
Well, I am certain that I'm going to be out there killing it. Speaking of
Kingdom of Atlantis has to make a statement, right. I guess. Right?
Yeah. And speaking of making a statement, you guys know this, and I'll explain this for the rest of the people who are listening. I brought this up at the top of the broadcast, but I also want to talk just briefly about this interview that I was able to get. For those not in the know, our Alliance group leader himself, the infamous Yanzu, is, shall we say, a bit mic shy. And since we started this podcast, I've been bugging him to come on and join us, even if it's just for a bit. And all I ever got was silence out of this guy. Until now, that is. So this is going to be an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. I present to you the very first interview with the king of Atlantis himself, our big toe, the one and only King Yanzu. And now for my interview with Yanzu. Hey, pal, thanks for joining us today. Do you mind taking time out of your busy schedule to answer a few questions for us? Thanks, pal. So, let me ask you first, when you started the Kingdom of Atlantis, or KOA, did you think it was going to be as successful as it is now?
A best in the world.
Well, I'm glad you said it because I feel that way, and I know that our members do too.
Goodbye.
Yeah, surprise is right. In your own words, pal, tell us why you wanted to start the Kingdom of Atlantis.
Babies. Yeah, my babies.
Interesting.
Key. Key. Eat. There. Key. Show you.
Babies and kitties.
Key.
Gotcha.
There.
So, what's your favorite part of the game? What's the part of the game that you enjoy the most? Yeah, no, I'd agree. That's a really good aspect of the game. I think a lot of people enjoy it. All right. So let me ask you a bit of a different question. Who do you think is the strongest player on your team right now?
I'm Superman. I got muscles.
Yeah, you do, bro. You got muscles AF, buddy. Now, I've only got a couple more questions left, and I'm What? What's the matter?
Oh, no.
What happened? Oh, no. Did you go caca? Did you poop your pants? Oh. Oh, no. Yes, you did. Oh, dude, I can smell it from over here. Okay, I think you pooped your pants. Can we get him over? Can we get him some help? No, he needs help. No, he doesn't need milk. He needs a nap. Okay, folks. Well, I think that about wraps this interview up. Thanks for joining us. And Yanzu, feel free to stop by the studio and chat with us anytime. Thanks, pal. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, my interview with Yanzu. I'm not sure if it's what some people expected it to be, but, there it is. And in case anyone is wondering, yes, he's just fine. He had his diaper changed. He took a nap. He had some baba. He's up and running around like a little champ again. So everything is kosher. All's well that ends well.
That's all that any of us could ask for, right? Who's not ready to rock and roll after a baba and a diaper change and a nap? But that's our leader. That's the guy that we're all in line behind. So it's good to hear his voice. It's good to hear it out in the open, and I'm happy. That was a good interview for me.
Yeah,
his direction is clear, and I'm here for it.
It's surprising. I don't think people expected it. I'm for one, am grateful that he took the time out for us. I'm glad that we all finally know what he sounds like now. And Yanzu, feel free to come on the podcast any time you want, buddy.
We should adjust around the nap schedule next time, though.
Yeah, most definitely. So what else is on your guys' mind that you guys want to get off your chest at this point? Is there anything else in game you want to talk about? Is there anything out of game you want to talk about?
In game, I'm ready to rock and roll for raids. I'm ready to see the hero challenges and the little weekend PvP tournaments throughout the month, because those are the things that I look forward to a lot in game. So I'm curious to see what those are. I think that the characters that we have out there lend themselves to some pretty good opportunities there. So that's kind of the next thing to drop. I'm ready to see these kits and, ready to rock and roll for raids and moving forward in the next month.
Yeah, man, I couldn't agree more. I'm super, super excited for raids. Obviously, it's our first one under the sea here. So I'm excited to see what we can do. I'm excited about the 10 time. It's going to be fun. We got a good group of people. We seem to have organized appropriately, and I think our mission is clear.
Yeah, definitely. Since we've become the Atlanteans Alliance group and our subsequent alliances, being, of course, the Kingdom of Atlantis, we have Zebel, we have the Fishermen. Everybody has clear direction on what our goals are.
Even Brian.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's going to be fun. That's my goal every time to do this. I know raids are just a thick brick of concrete. I mean, it's like I find myself living off of my own urine and breadcrumbs for 4 days, It's not a fun thing to do, to be glued to the sofa. But at the same time, it should be fun. And, being able to raid with this group of people, I think that's where the fun is. And I know you guys are going to kill it. I'm going to kill it. I know that the rest of our squad is going to kill it. I know that all of our alliance group is going to kill it this time. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think the energy is pretty palpable at this point, because this is kind of what we've built this for. It came together faster than we expected, and I think we're locked and loaded, ready to go, and it's just time to get this show on the road and actually put it together.
I agree. September seems like it's had like 14 weeks, just waiting for this raid. It's been the longest wait.
That sums up 2020, right? Every month feels like it's 14 fucking weeks.
No kidding.
So
it's not been the greatest year.
Any month that inches past and gets us a little closer to 2021, that can't be as bad as 2020, can it? I don't know.
You say that.
Let's not jinx us.
Right. 2021 has not gotten here yet. So
it's a fair point. Yep. And beyond that, I'm ready for football today.
Exactly what I was going for.
Black Flash has got his Redskins jersey on. I watched. I'm a Giants fan.
Hey. Washington football team.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a Giants fan. I watched our best player tear his ACL last week. So we'll see how this week goes. And I'm excited for football. Watched some college football yesterday, and ready to to watch that. Ready to play some raids during football on Saturday and Sunday, and
Yeah, take the T-shirt with a grain of salt. It's all about the Lions. Go Lions!
Oh yeah, okay.
Sorry. I know. You guys playing any fantasy football?
No, I don't.
Either one of you? Oh,
just a little. I
just
play
a little.
one. Yeah, I play one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure I set up my team once we're done with this before I get crushed by the opponents.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of the odd man out because my idea of fantasy football is that it never airs.
As a Lions fan, I'm kind of leaning in that direction.
So one last question for you guys. Not really a question, I guess. Any final words that you want to leave with the people out there? I'll start with you, Paige. My
final words are actually, I think you hit the nail right on the head. Is piss and breadcrumbs is that was your your snack of choice during raid. So those are good final words. No, thanks for listening, and ready for raids, ready for DCL, ready to see these kits, and let's have some fun this one.
Damn right. BF, what about you, bro?
I just hope everybody enjoys what we put together here, and I hope they like it, and I want to wish everybody best of luck in raids. That goes out to the Owls, Guardians, all the big guys at the top. Best of luck to all of you. We're all here for the same thing, and I hope we're all successful and complete the missions we set out for.
That's right. Spoken like a true good sportsman. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time we put this one in the books. We want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to be here with us today. Just a reminder, please subscribe, drop some love with likes, stars, or high fives, or whatever's up there. And we'll see you next time right here on Atlantis After Dark. For Black Flash and Paige Iomi, so long, everybody. If you would like to appear on Atlantis After Dark, find me on Discord. DM me at The Frankensteiner Express, #5045. We look forward to hearing from you.